Welcome to Learn to Earn podcast. I am your host, Josh Crisp, founder of Crisp Financial. And I am excited to have our guest, Ron McCormick, in the house. Ron, man, you've been with me in the insurance business like 7-8 years. And it's an honor to have you today, to be able to not only hear your story, but your background and just like see where you've been to where you're at now and where you're going, and really be able to share with everybody that's maybe looking to get in this industry or have the background that you had, and kind of see that it doesn't really matter what you've done before. It matters what you want to do now. But man, I'm so excited that you took the time to come on today and share, because you inspire so many people, and so many people are such a big fan of yours. And I think the world just really needs to know how big of an impact you've really made in this industry. But I'm so proud, and I'm so blessed, and I'm so just excited and over the moon to be able to be in business with you for all these years and be able to grow something nothing short of amazing. So appreciate you being here today.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on, dude. Absolutely. So a little bit about myself, obviously. So nobody is born with an insurance license, right? So I wasn't that type of kid to wanting to go to college. I didn't want to have a degree or anything like that. I wanted to get right to work out of school. So initially I was in the trades, where I was a welder for a bunch of years. I've done industrial painting. I mean, you name it, dude. I had like 13 jobs before I got in insurance, because I was always trying to better myself financially, right? And that's a very difficult thing, doing an hourly job, because like if I was making $8 an hour and another company offered me $8.01, I was going, right? And funny, long story short, my last job, they fired me for kicking a vending machine. I put $1 in to get my Gatorade, got stuck, kicked it. And that's how I got into insurance, actually, 9 years ago. And then this month, actually, has been 8 years we've been working together. Been absolutely amazing. Within that 8 years, you know, we've traveled to a couple different states. I think I moved 6 times in 7 years at one point in that span. So it's just been an amazing, amazing journey to get into insurance. And honestly, it's something I never thought I could ever do. You know, you always dream big, but when dreams are actually reality, that's when life gets really fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, what's crazy is I always ask you, I'm always like, man, how many years have we been working together? Because it's just like, it's been a while, but it doesn't feel like that long, but it's been a long time, you know, because like, obviously we went through like some trials and tribulations, and there's been a lot of, good times, bad times, and different times, but it is what it is. It's made us stronger. Like, we have a great friendship, business relationship, but like going from like the captive side of where we met to the independent side, the brokerage side, and just watching you grow as an individual to seeing the type of individual you've become, where you've had zero patience to becoming somebody who's learned how to have patience is incredible. But like, I mean, your story, like, talk about like, what's that look like for you when it comes to, you know, you were raised with a family that you were adopted, right? Like you were brought into this country from parents that adopted you, and you were raised with brothers and sisters that were also adopted, right?
100%. So yeah, I come from a small town in Michigan. It's not even considered a town; it's considered a village still. You know, like one street light, all that. So it's crazy, because where I grew up, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of ambition out there. It was just, hey, you know, work your 9 to 5. You're going to do it 30, 40 years and retire and probably have no money. So like that was just always the mindset, because that's just what people do where I grew up. And that's why it's been such a blessing, because like before I got in insurance, I never even left the county I grew up in, because you didn't need to. We got our groceries there. You went to the doctors there, the dentist there. Everything was in one spot. And that's where it's been amazing of being able to travel with you everywhere, doing a startup agency in North Carolina years ago, figuring things out along the way. And like you said, it hasn't all been amazing. We had some bumps in the road, but that's the beautiful thing about this industry. You brought up like patience. I used to have absolutely zero patience. But one thing I do and exercise is every year I choose something to work on throughout the year to better myself in life, and also that will help me in business as well. So like patience, actually, that one took me a couple years to learn, right? So just to get better and better at it, and I'm not a perfect person by any means. That's why I do believe that it's always important to have self-development, the mind, body, spirit. And the beautiful thing is having that actually translates to what we do in business to excel you to do it at a higher level. And that's been amazing.
Yeah. And honestly, I remember when I first got started in this industry, to get to the point of where I'm at now, there was a time within like an 8-year span, I moved and relocated about 15 times. And today's day and age, it's a lot different. Everything's virtual. You're 100% telesales, at least with the opportunity we have, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like one of those things where before it was territory based. Like if you wanted to get promoted and if you wanted to get ahead, you got to pack your bags and you got to move. Mm-hmm. And you got to sacrifice everything just to get ahead. And we were moving all the time. It was like, dude, we might as well just live out of a suitcase because like, it's just like, hey, there's no room for you here, bud. Like you got to go to the next place. And like, we were all over the place, but I feel like it made us who we are, and going back to like the times where like we were on road trips and we would be gone for like 7 to 10 days at a time. And it was just a bond that we would create of, work all day, grind it out, and then recap in the evening. And it was just straight role play sessions. It was like, dude, we were working like 12, 16-hour days. Yep. And it was just nothing but a grind. It was literally, we worked Monday through Sunday, and it was like eat, sleep, work, do it all over again. Yep. Eat, work, sleep, do it all over again. And it was like, but like we had that adrenaline where like nothing else really mattered. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes people don't realize that. People don't understand what it really took or what we've went through because times are different now. And the insurance industry has changed so much that they only see what it's like now, where like, let's be honest, this industry has always been a belly to belly industry, like where you'd book an appointment, go out and see somebody face to face. And then you're driving all over the state yep. in between appointments, 45 minutes to an hour just to get no-showed. Mm-hmm. And just to think that now we just work at the comfort of our home. Mm-hmm. So I share that because I think sometimes people are a little scared to get in this industry because that's what they think it still is. And it's changed so much that you could be a single mom, you could be a single dad, you could be somebody who just is unable to get out of the house or not have a vehicle or just be limited and find a home in this space because of the different circumstances that we're in this world, And I bring this up because I remember when we made this move to Unitrust, where we're at, right? And we came to Unitrust in January of last year. You were against telesales. And I want to talk about that for a minute because we've been in business together for about 8 years. And you were like the craziest person when it came to dude, I'm never selling over the phone. I am never doing virtual. I don't care if somebody paid me, I'm not doing it. Like I'm booking appointments. I'm going out and seeing people no matter what. Like even during COVID, dude, you were booking appointments and going out to seeing people and you were showing up and like having them show you their ID through the door.
Yep.
And then like getting in your car and finishing the app. I'm like, dude, that's virtual, bro. Like it wasn't making any sense. But like, can you like talk about like that transition of going from like face to virtual and like how you like opened your mind to like that transition?
Absolutely. I think that is one of the biggest decisions that I ever made in my career was leaving the field to go do it from home. So like when I would run in the field, did that for about 8 straight years. I was driving anywhere from 60 to 80,000 miles a year. And I drive a truck because I'm not very smart, so I wasn't getting good gas mileage. So I was spending $80 to $100 a day in gas, $30 to $50 a day in food and stuff. So running the field, it cost me well over $100 per day. But the thing for me was when I was running the field was my close rate was really, really high. So I've always had the theory of like, if something's not broken, don't fix it, right? So to be honest, it was like one of those things of being so small-minded and not opening my mind up enough. And I literally remember telling you, I will never leave you, dude. Like I mean, dude, I was in your wedding. You know what I mean? I would never leave you in business either or in life. But I remember telling you, just joking, like, dude, I will quit and leave you and leave the industry before I do this, over the phone. And the biggest thing that changed that was at that time when I was running the field, the lead quality wasn't as high as what we have now. And that's what I want to stress out because I'm like, the first initial thought doing it over the phone is, dude, I can't door knock them. How am I supposed to make sales if I can't kick their door down like I was? Not actually kicking their door down, but how do I do it if I can't go door knock these people? And you helped open my mind to it with our owner, Pete. Shout out, Pete. You're awesome. But when he hired us here and we're on our Zoom call, and I saw the conversion rates of the leads, and I saw people doing it, and I saw proof, and I saw the numbers because I'm huge on numbers. I remember telling you, like, man, it would be silly for us to not do this. And even if we transition and it's just you and me, we both saw the vision of we know we can build it together, even if it's just us. And from January of 2024 to January of 2025, we have over, 90 writers in a month? So from 2 to 90 in 12 months.
Yeah.
So that just truly goes to show that the system does work. The leads do work. Working from home does work as long as you work. So it's just like, it's been a blessing because you're able to delegate more time as long as you're disciplined as well, right? So like typically, I'm working the normal schedule we work. But if you have an emergency pop up, like, my parents are a little older, so if an emergency pops up, I can pop over there real quick. They live 5 minutes down the road, come back and still be able to run my appointments. As opposed to years ago, if I was in the field, I'd be like, man, I'm like 3 hours away, mom and dad, I can't swing over like that. So that's been a huge blessing, being able to work from home and transitioning. But you're right, dude, there's no chance in life. If you'd have asked me this 13 months ago, I still would have said, there's no way I'm doing this over the phone. So it's been such a blessing ever since, man.
And I'm so proud that you made that transition because how much business did you write last year?
430,000.
430,000. I mean, dude, that's life-changing.
It really is.
That's life-changing.
Yes, it is.
And like for people that don't know what that means, $430,000 of personal business, like on average, sales, 1,000?
About 1,000 AP.
1,000 AP. And on average, 1,000 AP generates about how much in income?
Anywhere between like $500 to $700, depending on which product.
Yeah, depending on which product and then how long you've been in the business or necessarily like how much business you've written and like where you're at and how many promotions you've gotten.
100%, yep.
So, I mean, that's a lot of money.
I'm not starving to find my next meal if that's what you're asking.
Dude, I love that. So I wanted to touch on something that you were just mentioning. You said we went from like 2 agents to like 90. And it's crazy. I still have a hard time believing that because, the last company we were at, we were there 5 years together, and I believe we built a pretty nice agency, a big agency together. And we had about 120 agents. You were a big leg, a big part of that growth. And biggest month, we did about $750,000.
Yep.
And that was about 5 years in the making.
Yep.
And when we came to Unitrust, it was just you and I.
Yep.
We're like, you know what? We're going to do this together. We're going to prove that it works. This concept works. The process works. These leads are different. We have a home for people, but we're going to give hope. Because I think there was a point in time where you gave up on insurance. I was giving up on insurance. We lost the belief, and we weren't sure what to do. And we're like, this is our last chance. Yep. We're going to give it everything we got, but this is our last chance, you and I. And what happened was we got on Zoom together, and we stared at each other a lot.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But these numbers are crazy. In January, we ended up getting a couple other people to stare with us. We did $75,000 in total production with 6 agents. In March, we did $220,000 with 19 agents. In May, we did $311,000 with 26 agents. In July, we did $442,000 with 37 agents. In September, we didn't grow. We did another $442,000 with 44 agents. So that means July, August, September, we pretty much stayed stagnant. And then out of nowhere, the work that we kept putting in, the grind, realizing that this don't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes work. It takes effort. October comes around. We did $740,000 with 73 agents. And then November comes knocking on the door. We did $890,000 with 78 agents. And in December, we got 88 agents. And this is what's crazy. We're in the new year, and we're going to do over $1 million.
Absolutely insane.
We went from zero to $1 million a month in 12 months.
You know, it's crazy you say that, Josh, because when we started, we talked about that, and we had the vision for it. We had the game plan for it. We had the system. We had the leads. We had the mentorship for it. But it's an amazing feeling when it actually happens, because so many times, and it's not just in this business, but life in general, you set goals. Sometimes you don't hit your goals. That's okay. But when you do hit your goals, that's such an amazing feeling when you execute a plan and it actually happens. That's probably been the best thing, because what it truly shows is a lot of people are actually winning. And that's where the problem was at our practice company. Was I remember me and you had a conversation in the office, and I was like, dude, I'm losing belief because my new agents can't make money. There's no system. They don't have, the leads are not converting the way that they should be. I don't want to hire anymore. And I'll never forget that conversation, because that's what I love about the business. Yes, I love writing business because I like meeting clients. I love helping. I have 47 death claims in the 9 years I've been doing this, so I know how important it is. But my true passion is truly helping people elevate themselves in life and business at the same time. And that's why I love this business so much, because you're able to do those at the same time. And it's been such a blessing for that, to finally see new agents come in, immediately have success, immediately find that work-life balance and the financial freedom at the same time, which is what we all have been thriving for in this entire industry the whole time. We just finally found it. And that's been such amazing. And the cool part is our new agents don't have to move 6 times in 7 years. They don't have to move 15 times in 8 years like they did, like you did. They're able to come in, like you said, work from home, still have success as long as they have the discipline to work. That's all it takes, right? So that's been the best part, is just watching people come in with no money, and within a couple months they pay off all their debt. They got money saved up. They can take their family on vacation, and it's okay. Like, no one's gonna, bash on them for spending time with their family, which you never should, because that's most important, right? So that's been the most truly amazing part about this whole thing, to be honest with you.
Man, that's deep. And honestly, with me, what gives me chills and what it just excites me every single day is when people come up to me and say, "You gave me hope again. You gave me belief." And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just shared an opportunity with you. Mm-hmm. And all I did is I was the first one that found it first. Mm-hmm. And I basically just shared with you what I did because I was looking for hope. I was looking for somebody to save me. And shout out to Pete and Brandon for creating this amazing company, because like I'm getting choked up thinking about it, man, because it's been wild, you know, because I just look back and I'm like, man, when you go back and look at where we were a little over a year ago to where we're at now, life's a little different. You know, we got 2 brand new cars in the driveway, just put an in-ground pool in, and agency's growing faster than ever. And it's not really about the materialistic things, but what excites me about that is I'm doing it for my family. You know, I got a wife, got a daughter, 20 months old.
Shout out, Bryn.
Yeah. I got another one on the way.
Yep.
Another daughter.
I think he's naming that one Rhonda.
So I'm going to have 2 princesses, but I want to be able to provide my family the best life that they could ever have. 100%. And that's why I do it. And it's not about the money. It's about watching other people have success. And I know other people say that all the time. It's not about the money. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I've made plenty of money. Now, I've not made the kind of money that some people out there have made, but it really, honestly, truly isn't about that. Is it the byproduct? Yes. But truly, to me, it's about the rags to riches story. It's about watching people go from where I went to where I'm at now, because that's awesome. Like growing up in the hood of Kenmore, Ohio, to, you know, building my own home as my first home, and being able to, you know, provide my family a life that they could only dream of is special. 100%. And the insurance industry allows that. And now I want to be able to give back to as many people as I possibly can, because if I don't, that's selfish. And some people just don't get it, because I remember you and we were in Jacksonville a few
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yep. Jeez, time flies by.
Yeah, it goes by quick.
And we're sitting on the balcony, and I was like, dude, like sometimes this doesn't even feel real. Like what we've went through, what we've overcame, and where we're at now, out of all the people that we've done this with, you and I are the ones that have stuck together through it all. And it's amazing to be able to say that. But now with this company, there's going to be a lot of people at our table, man.
100%.
Because
100%.
like that's what's exciting.
Yep.
Like I'm excited to do business with you, bro, but I'm excited to have a big table with a lot of people. And
that's the thing is, like you're saying, with the opportunity. Like example, one of my top producers, a couple of his goals last year, you know, because he has a baby as well, retire his wife from work so she can, you know, raise their son. He was able to do that. Pay off some debt. He was able to do that. Racked up and saved a bunch of money in his savings account, was able to do that. Like, that's amazing. I have another guy, started 5 months ago, didn't have a job, on government assistance, was able to pay off some debt, save like 50 grand in his savings account. Like, that's what it's about, because it's not about you and me. It's not about any individual. It's the bigger picture of how can we change the world for the better good, right? Because, you know, along the way, in almost any industry and any job I've ever had, you always have people like you show up to work and like, oh dang, I got to work with Bobby today. Like, oh, it's so unfortunate, right? But you have no choice. It's a beautiful thing in our industry when you get to really choose the people you work with. Like we don't just hire, we don't just hire everybody because they have a pulse and a license. They have to be a good fit. Our number one mantra we've always had is we don't make friends, we make family, right? And I truly do believe that because some of the best relationships I've ever met in my entire life is from this industry. Lifetime friendships, it's just absolutely amazing. But yeah, man, it's been such a journey and such a blessing when you actually like take the bird view and take a look back. But man, I'm super excited to see what even happens moving forward because it's like if we can go from 0 to over $1 million in our first 12 months, I mean, dude, what can we do the next 12 months? Like it's going to get pretty gnarly, and it's amazing to have more people at the seat at the table for sure.
Yeah, and my question for you is, what are your goals? What are your goals this year? What are you trying to accomplish?
Goals for 2025. First of all, I'm huge on setting goals and commitments. So example, a commitment is if I tell you I'm going to go write $500,000 this year, Josh, on my personal pen, you could take it to the bank and bet all your money because I'm going to do it or I'm going to die trying. But I'm beyond, and then a goal is something that you want to reach, right? Because if you shoot for the stars and land on the moon, you're still going to be happy, right? So this year for 2025, I had set a goal for my agency to get to $1 million a month on my direct leg because we did it together. I seen you do it. We have the blueprint on how to do it and the systems and the leads and the mentorship in order to accomplish it. So now I know that it's such a reality in 12 months and I already have a solid foundation, got some great leaders with me. I know we can crush that. So that is the goal. The commitment, though, is we're going to pay at least $750,000 every single month for the on average throughout the year. But I do believe just based off numbers and projections and trends, we should be at $1 million a month. That's the goal.
Dude, I have no doubt in my mind that you guys won't hit it. But, man, this has been fun. I appreciate your time. I'm going to be rooting you on. I'm going to be working side by side with you, helping you get there, doing everything I can to make sure that we continue to keep growing, you continue to keep growing. But if you have any advice for anybody out there, maybe looking for a new opportunity or maybe want to join the company, what would you say to them?
Have some blind faith because you have to. I did when I started. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And then when I did get in, I'm a pretty confident person, but I didn't have much confidence in it because it was something brand new. So you have to have that blind faith of the mentorship that you have or that you're going to get and the training you're going to get along the way. But that would be my number one tip is having that blind faith, and you have to be disciplined as well.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yep.